Today on the Eating on a Dime show, I'm making a warm pot of crock pot chili. Hey friends! Today on the Eating on a Dime show, I'm making crock pot chili. There's nothing better than a cup of, not a cup, I guess it would be a bowl. There's nothing better than a bowl of chili on a really cold day. And so I'm gonna share with you my super crazy easy crock pot chili. Today it's super simple. Now this recipe is for the crock pot, and I have the recipe for the crock pot in the description of this video, but you can always go to eatingonadime.com and search crock pot chili to get this recipe. But if you want to, just search chili, because we also have a 30-minute chili, and we also have a turkey chili, and we also have a vegetable chili. So we have several options. I'm just chopping up some onion while my beef is browning. Okay, so let's see if we get a lot of steam. Yes, we did. Okay, my crock pot is a digital crock pot. Well, it's a digital crock pot, but it's a 5-in-1 slow cooker. Let me show you what it looks like for those of you who haven't seen it. I've been trying out this new crock pot. You can take a look at it. I had just turned it off right before we hopped on the video. And what is great about this, it has a browning feature, a slow cooker feature, a roasting, a baking, and a steaming feature, all included. But the real thing that I really like about it is for recipes like today, you can brown your meat inside the same pot that you're going to slow cook. So that's pretty awesome. So as you can see, my beef is already browned and I don't have to clean up another dish. Okay, so that's what makes this so great. I can give you a link for that as well. So we're gonna throw in some onions, just a little bit, about a half to a whole onion, diced up in there. So I browned my beef. If you have any grease, you need to drain that. So crock pot chili, but you can make this on the stovetop as well if you would like. It's super simple, and we have all the recipes on eatingonadime.com. Okay, so the beef is in the crock pot, it's browned, and I've added the onion. Now we're going to add the seasoning. We're going to throw in 4 tablespoons of chili seasoning. I'm using my homemade chili seasoning that you can find on eatingonadime.com. You can get a packet and throw those in if you want, but honestly, friends, the homemade is so easy to throw together, and it tastes much better than the store-bought stuff. But the thing I love about the homemade is you can control the salt intake and what's actually in the seasoning by making your own. And it just takes you a couple extra minutes. On the recipe, I have a link to the homemade, but you can also just go to eatingonadime.com and search homemade chili seasoning and you can grab it as well. Okay, so now while we're on here, let's take a break. I want you to let me know below, what do you like on your chili? Do you like sour cream? Do you like fresh onions? Do you like cheddar cheese, Fritos, Ritz crackers, saltines, cornbread? What else is there? Let me know below, because there's so many different ideas for chili. And I don't know about you guys, but everybody does it differently. So we got our chili seasoning going. Then we're going to throw in some garlic salt. And honestly, guys, we're just going to sprinkle it in. But on the recipe, I tell you exactly how much to do. Then we're going to throw in some tomato sauce. I'm just going to pour that straight over, and some crushed tomatoes. Now the recipe calls for 2 cans, and my store did not have the smaller cans, so I just bought 1 bigger can. Oh, speaking of chili and what you guys like, do you like chili with your beans or no beans? Because here in Oklahoma, we put beans in our chili. So I'm curious to know. Now, if we were gonna make a chili for like hot dogs, I don't usually put beans in it, but to just have a big bowl of chili with some cornbread and some cheese, I do like beans. Okay, so the crushed tomatoes go in there. You could do diced tomatoes, but my kids prefer to not see tomatoes. So if you have really picky children with lots of texture issues, then go ahead and just do all tomato sauce. But I kind of like how the crushed tomatoes just make it a nice, thick, and delicious chili without, you know, seeing the chunks of tomatoes that the kids might freak out about. Okay, and then last but definitely not least, I'm just looking at my recipe, making sure I'm not missing anything. We're going to throw in kidney beans. I personally like kidney beans, but I know a lot of people like pinto beans. But you're gonna do 2 cans of any kind of beans you want. I mean, whatever you have in your pantry, throw it in there. My little tip is to drain and rinse them because that decreases the salt actually from your beans. Again, it's just one little extra step and it makes your chili just a little bit healthier. We're gonna give this a quick stir. So what I kind of do is eyeball my chili, and this is where you just go by what you think, okay? So I'm like, I think it's a little thick. So I'm going to take this can and just add a little bit of water, or you could do beef broth, and I'm gonna stir that in. Okay. Until you get a nice, thick, but delicious consistency. Then all you're gonna do is cover it with your lid. You're gonna cook it on high for 3 to 4 hours or on low for 6 to 8 hours. Now, if you're using a 5-in-1 slow cooker, you don't even have to slow cook it. You could just turn it on and do the saute feature, and it's like you're cooking on a stovetop, and you can have this ready in 30 minutes. So you do you, boo. Okay, let me get this going. I'm gonna turn this on, hit start. Okay, so now that that's ready, we don't have to worry about it. So how do you get the recipe? Go to eatingonadime.com and search Crock Pot Chili. While you're there, go ahead and just search chili because you're gonna see all our different chili recipes. And if you love cornbread, make sure you also search cornbread. So we have a homemade cornbread, we have cornbread muffins, we have a honey cornbread, and we also have a jalapeno cheddar cornbread that is amazing with our chili recipe. Okay, a question. Where did I find my big slow cooker? I got this on Amazon. I'll give you a link to it. It's a 5-in-1 slow cooker, so it's a little bit more expensive than what you're used to when you purchase a slow cooker. Now remember, any slow cooker will work. Your grandma's slow cooker worked for this recipe. The only thing you'll have to do differently than what I did in this video is you'll need to brown it in on your stove and then dump it in and then throw everything in. This is a 5-in-1 slow cooker. What that means is it also has the option to saute and brown your meat. Right now I'm turning it on to saute to give it a quick, and this is like using your stovetop. So you can brown your roast, you can brown your beef, you can brown your stew meat before you actually throw it all in. And so it makes cleanup a breeze. Now, I was comparing it to a different crock pot. So the old timey crock pots have ceramic inserts, and we just made queso last night in it when we had people over, and it was a bear to clean. And so that's why we love this, because you don't need liners. They're super easy to clean. But again, my recipes are gonna work in any crock pot that you have. I just want you to make something delicious and make something super easy. And come home and have dinner done. So make sure you go to eatingonadime.com, search Crock Pot Chili, and you can grab this recipe and you can make it for your family this week. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope I inspired you to make something simple but delicious in your crock pot today. Remember, the link is in the description below, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future recipes.